justify,
justify, justify,
justify,
justify,
We were the last people to piss him off. But it doesn't justify his suicide. And it doesn't justify this revenge.
No. He's a florist. There's no way you can justify it.
I think he knows how to run, which means he has an advantage. Terrorists justify terrorism, Ben.
I am constantly asked to justify why I want to shoot a film on film. But I don't hear anybody being asked to justify why they want to shoot a film.
Ma'am, we simply cannot justify these repairs. The hospital already accounts for most of our spending.
You could have been excised. How did you justify such a risk to yourself?
The only way to justify a morning cigar is to be either out on a golf course or in a meeting, and since I was just fined last week for chipping golf balls up at that helipad...
The OR. No, I imagine it's that kind of thinking that helped you justify Samantha's murder.
Maybe he was just high drunk. Maybe he was telling a story to justify what he'd done.
What son of a bitch.
And I'm sure you'd find some bylaw or loophole to justify doing it. I mean, that's always been the Big Jim way, hasn't it?
I've rather taken to driving myself, and I have to keep finding destinations to justify it.
Deference to the executive cannot possibly justify the injuries to Mr. Mahmood or the death of his family members.
affect,
Affect, affect,
effect, affect.
Alicia, I know this will probably affect our friendship, but I really believe this campaign needs a woman.
You just smoked crystal meth, dude.
Crystal meth? It's not gonna affect you.
It's not gonna affect me. What are you talking about?
At great personal expense.
I know.
So I don't know what you think.
Diane, you don't have to hear this.
Well, will it affect the judgeship?
I don't know. It might. And please rest assured, Clarence, that nothing will affect my work. Nothing.
How does that affect you?
I mean, you're just not. You're nice people, but you're not going to live lives that affect the world like that, and you all know it.
car accident.
Did it affect her?
You have no idea.
Oh, come on. Talk about undue publicity. You're telling me that didn't affect the jury pool.
No, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter.
Oh, SSRI.
How does it affect a person's sex life?
So are we all okay with this?
This is a decision that will affect the rest of our lives. I'm not taking it lightly.
Laundry, 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 laundry,
laundry,
Do the laundry, do the laundry, do the laundry.
I do hate laundry.
What have I been doing? Cooking, cleaning, laundry, living in a goddamn slum.
Okay, I was a bachelor. I didn't have nobody to do my laundry.
What do you... That's your laundry.
We'll buy laundry, Donnie. Don't think it. Okay, son. Here, son.
No ticky, no laundry.
Okay, but if what you want is like a laundry list of all the things about you that piss me off, I could give it to you.
Okay, see, the lack of shades kind of makes it look a little cracked, Denny, which is great for like a role-playing scenario,
Yeah,
but,
it's laundry day.
She's doing laundry with some black guy.
Would you tell her that I'm here, please?
I was changing my laundry over to the dryer.
That's it?
Sexy underwear, then it's all granny panties until laundry day. It has to be tonight.
again,
again, again,
Again.
again,
Alicia,
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Gold in my office. Again.
Of corruption. How do we get the fountain working again? Thank you.
Unfortunately, we all voted on this at our last meeting.
Well, I say let's vote again.
And I do it again. But I do wish that every prosecutor had my experience.
So who is this guy again?
Wasim Al Saeed. He's a commodities trader.
Sharma? Hello.
Who's that?
No idea.
Where are you again?
DC.
Miss Tassioni, hello.
Hello again. We seem to meet under a lot of circumstances like these.
We do.
I've moved on, you should too.
You run again. He'll find you.
You're welcome.
We didn't know who to call. Eugene, this is the lawyer.
Hi.
Hello? Will you excuse me? Eugene works there too. Thank you so much again.
Now, I call out that his target is actually Lawton, and... watch it again. Concealed scorn. What are you so scared of, then?
Say again? You heard.
Aunt.
Listen to me. My auntie Dallas, she lives outside Mexico City, in the mountains, on a farm with.
You find anything?
Yeah, turns out he's a hell of a guy. Covers the expenses of his dear aunt. You're my Isaac.
Well, I can imagine how busy your schedule is. It's really great of you taking the time to come and visit your aunt. Her health has taken a bad turn.
Have I told him like a parcel? Oh, it's Aunt Kitty, darling.
Hey, look who's here.
Welcome home, Aunt Helen. Oh.
Who? Auntie Bertha. Where's your aunt now? I don't know, maybe home.
Birdie's here. Coming out, Pearl.
Where are you taking me?
I'm getting married to your Aunt Liza. She's waiting for us at the Erie. You'll be safe there.
My flesh and blood.
It's wonderful to meet you, Aunt Lisa.
You mustn't call me that in front of anyone else.
Oh, of course, I understand. My aunt was a jealous lady. She was terrified that Lord Baelish didn't love her anymore, that he would abandon her for a younger woman.
Who's that from, Papa? You seem very absorbed.
Your Aunt Rosamond.
Anything interesting?
Nothing to trouble you with.
Poor Aunt Rosamond, all alone in that big house.
Hal wants to go see the Gator Bowl.
What's in New York?
Rita's aunts.
Gator Bowl or Rita's aunt? I wonder which would be more fun.
Where would you go?
Bond.
I thought the journey would help you bond. But since you don't want to be a team, there's nothing I can do.
What am I doing?
You're trying to bond.
No, I'm not.
Why did you cry?
Because I felt safe. Because I was surrounded by my brothers.
Brothers have a bond that goes beyond friendship.
Bring him in, you get 10% of the bond. Adds up.
Yeah. Well, that's hilarious. I feel like you guys got some sort of special bond or something.
Your eyes have a special bond. Ionic Bonds, Chapter 6.
Our contract is our bond. If we break our bond, no one will hire the second sons again.
And in order to forge a lasting bond with the Marinese people, I will marry the leader of an ancient family.
Our bond always allowed me to know what you were thinking.
Even a dyad's bond is nothing compared to theirs.
You know, trying to bond with me. So take your breath.
It's in the contract, but
He's gonna pay me $45,000 for the storefront. That, with what little I got saved, I can pay that bond.
Intelligent. Intelligent. Intelligent.
Intelligent.
Intelligent.
Keen, you seem to be a lucid, reasonably intelligent woman. Intelligent woman. Intelligent woman.
You make weapons for the government.
No. I make intelligent machines. Intelligent machines. Intelligent machines.
You are driven and intelligent. You're a million times too good for me, even before I was broke.
If there is intelligent life out there and they come here, it's going to be like Columbus and the Indians.
They use it as proof of an intelligent designer.
Intelligent designer.
God.
An intelligent man with a strong head for business.
That you're a hyper-intelligent individual. That you understand acutely that the heat's always on.
She's beautiful. She's intelligent. She's funny. The way she smiles at me sometimes just melts my heart.
The love haze. It's like a drug. It makes intelligent people do stupid things.
From people who are even more intelligent and dedicated than I am.
Supremely intelligent, highly adaptable, and they are ruthless killers.
Gesture.
Gesture.
Gesture. Gesture. Gesture.
Ask for help.
Committing a suicidal gesture says otherwise.
It wasn't a gesture. Gesture. Gesture.
Well, you tell Matt I appreciate the gesture, but I've got to get a job. A real job.
You bought us Taco Bell.
Eric, honestly, that was a sincere gesture. Gesture.
Compromise you. Unless it was done in innocence. The fatherly gesture.
In competition, she started caressing her own hand.
A self-comforting gesture.
Yeah, it could have been a cultural gesture. Maybe he looked down to show his respect.
What embarrassment to me.
What I've ever had my entire life, and then I think, by offering it to you instead of taking it for myself, is sort of a romantic gesture,
Faggot? Who was that?
Who do you think, faggot? Now he's giving you a lewd gesture.
It's a guy thing.
I won't even speak if you don't want me to. I'll just, gesture, like those baseball signals, whatever you want.
Dana's gesture is the kind that we don't often see. Clear-eyed, determined.
Want to appease you.
These weren't reparations. It's just a simple gesture of remorse, and she slapped it down. Oh! It's a symbolic gesture.
This arrangement, I help you, you help me. All right, how about a gesture of faith? It'd have to be a hell of a gesture.
Conference. Conference. Conference.
Conference.
Conference. But I'm not planning on calling a press conference. Press conference. Press conference.
The oldest guy you've ever blown.
What?
That conference in Warsaw? That conference in Warsaw? That conference in Warsaw?
What conference?
Lech Walesa?
Thank you for agreeing to meet me at my home.
My father used to say that living rooms make the best conference rooms. Best conference rooms. Best conference rooms.
Well, I'm going to steal that.
Because the only reason I can imagine why my fine young money managers aren't at the conference table at 9 a.m. is because you all went in on a winning lottery ticket and you come here to tell me to kiss your collective ass.
Conference room's clear.
What is going on here?
Press conference.
Hey. Man, that press conference today was something else.
Where's your co-counsel? He has to sign off on this. He's waiting in the conference room. Some type of high-tech firewall that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. He was here for a tech conference. He tried to resist, and one of the perps put a slug in his chest.
Leave that to me.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna do this press conference and I'm gonna narrow it down.
Didn't he say he wanted Louis to do the press conference?
Who's doing the talking will be the least of his problems.
I'm staying at the Peninsula. Conference BS for the next 3 days.
Distinguish.
distinguish, distinguish, distinguish.
Distinguish.
She should be learning to distinguish. She should be learning to distinguish. She should be learning to distinguish whose heart is sincere and who instead tells lies.
Do not be afraid. I can distinguish perfectly between pleasure and pain.
It's the Goonies and it's Citizen Kane. They don't distinguish between high and low. It's wonderful.
Daniel, the German chap, the grounded one. The one who helps you distinguish fact from fiction.
The world of the imagination and the real world blend so that they cannot distinguish the difference.
Such as this one, it is important that you master it.
Like it's important that I study tobacco ash and can distinguish one form of mold from another.
Them have literally brought light to lands that were dark and just as often rained darkness where once there was light. Father doesn't distinguish.
Really? You don't think that's a little derivative?
Yes, but I am hoping to distinguish the ending.
What about my face?
No tattoos, distinguishing marks.
What do you think you're doing?
Variation. You're having trouble distinguishing what's causing the enhanced pathogenesis and what's just background noise.
It's all about distinguishing your product, maximizing your brand awareness.
And it just takes time to distinguish between the real world and the fantasy of a child's world.
Auto,
Auto.
auto,
Auto.
Auto.
I wasn't in the Netherlands. I was living above an auto repair shop, hiding from you.
Caliber Beowulf ammunition and 30-round clips. 3-shot bursts or full auto.
Hiya. Tom Blanchard, Metro City Auto. Here's your keys.
Thank you.
Satisfaction is guaranteed.
They came through earlier. I sent them to get a car. Where? Andrew's Auto Salvage. Write it down.
I'd like to throw in a nice 4x4 and haul it off in with an auto tranny, a CD deck, and graduated tin on the windshields. Please and thank you.
I don't know. Shannon's got some friends who own an auto shop. They said they were going to give me some hours.
His friends, assuming he had any.
Drop me at the auto parts store.
Wait, which one?
I don't know, she just said the auto parts store.
She? Who? Reacher, can you be a little more specific?
I didn't say an auto parts store. Which one stands out in your mind as the auto parts store?
But he's a good man, my son.
Just turned 21.
And he already has a job at the auto club.
I won't be here for much longer.
What about the auto shop?
It's temporary.
TAO surface manned and ready.
Boy Scout, Sea-Whiz to AAW Auto, hold fire on.
Scat teams are manned and ready, sir.
Sea-Whiz.
Set to auto fire on.
Weaken.
Weaken.
weaken, weaken.
Failing at our attempts to weaken his rule. Lorenzo courts the most accomplished mercenaries on the peninsula.
Megas' ship was starting to weaken. But Megasis had a plan.
Why? Just to weaken me. Make me prove my character, so no.
Just before the Bank of Japan flooded the market with yen to weaken their currency.
A drink to weaken the machine they made.
Would Niles being gay weaken the claims of an illegitimate son?
Poison you. I poison your cupcakes that you pretend not to eat every day and just put like enough in to just slowly weaken you.
I love it.
Utter formality. If I raise an objection now, it'll only further weaken my position, given that I nominated Carlo myself.
For diabetes, could weaken conjunctival vessels and shut up.
And blood.
There will always be those who seek to harm us, but it will not weaken us. It will only make us stronger.
It hasn't weakened my belief as to why I'm here, or my commitment to my mission.
tarnish our democracy and weaken the bonds of our great nation.
Harmony.
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 Harmony and concord between the two sides. I'm inspired.
By bonding with another species. It is how we survive. We try to live in harmony, in harmony, in harmony.
Communities. Serene, beautiful places where disorder became harmony, harmony, harmony.
You'll notice children in the streets as well. This is everyday life happening in perfect harmony.
Where are you from?
That is harmony and interpretation.
Here we go. The Harmonists, first settlers of New Harmony, Indiana, used a golden rose as their symbol for Christ.
Romulus and Remus will be living side by side, two cocks in harmony.
Right?
Why?
She wants to hear Orson, and I quote, sing harmony with the guy he tried to kill.
To drop you. I've been with Harmony 360 for 10 years. They love me.
You have a lead?
Yes, we ran a search on the national database for Turkish harmony.
The harmony one was fine. We didn't need to upgrade to the 1100, which he knows is too big for my hand.
Intricate.
Intricate.
Intricate. Intricate. Intricate.
Another comment about my intricate hand-carved marionettes being dolls. It goes up.
Neil, this plan sounds incredibly intricate. Intricate. Intricate.
It is. Therapist. It was an intricate, and a perfectly executed escape.
Yes. No, Bert, make me your partner.
Poor sweet Nicole.
My name's Jane.
My act is incredibly intricate. It is the product of years of study and training.
Sounds like a revival. Yeah, blue-eyed gospel. Extremely intricate genre.
We dream 27 times a night, an intricate neurological protection mechanism which makes us forget.
Most people are so mush-brained, they have no hope of solving the intricate problems they come up against as adult human beings.
It is an intricate web of power surrounding the Emperor.
It's far more intricate than I had previously imagined. The very smallest gesture can speak volumes.
Is no one making small talk because this is Derek Shepard on the table? This is intricate work. Small talk is what keeps us awake.
Beach, every star in the sky is linked by an intricate web of causality.
Pollution.
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 Ronald Reagan said, cause pollution, pollution, pollution. Trees.
Thank you very much. You know, it's funny, but if we don't succeed in life, we run the risk of failure. It's not pollution that's causing problems in our environment. It's the impurities in the air and in the water.
Trips. Very eco-friendly of you. How about keeping down on the noise pollution? Noise pollution. Noise pollution.
Traffic, construction, car alarms, noise pollution. Oh.
For example, I doubt my opponent is familiar with Town Ordinance 26-12B.
26-12B has to do with noise pollution, something, sir, that you are guilty of right now.
You know what Ronald Reagan said caused pollution? Trees.
Okay, you just keep growing and see, all these minerals are pure. Like back in the day, 1875, there was no pollution, you know.
Overfishing, global warming, depletion of resources, pollution. My drive has taken me a long way.
More people are moving to the coastlines. It means more pollution, more waste.
It's not pollution that's causing problems in our environment. It's the impurities in the air and in the water.
No matter what we do, our industrial civilization is destroying the natural world around it. The risk of pollution has become a threat to everything that comes near us.
Traffic, construction, car alarms,
Noise pollution. Oh.
How about keeping down on the noise pollution?
6:33. You should be flossing by now.
Foundation. Foundation.
Foundation.
Foundation.
Foundation.
Foundation, and your image.
It's all about building what I like to call the four pillars of a solid human foundation. Foundation. Understand?
And then we'll live in Europe. You'll run your foundation. You'll be world famous. I'll be so proud of you.
But using romance to shore up self-image is an unstable foundation.
Our enemy is an insidious one, seeking to divide us and destroy the very foundation of our great nation.
Honey, we'll just put a little foundation on it.
Mom, it's just a sunburn. It's not that big of a deal.
That's right.
I love galleries. My father and I had an art foundation. We taught blind kids how to do ceramics.
About 20 years ago, I started a foundation to protect wild horses. I probably saved hundreds of them.
And we are broke.
You know what? The hospital has a foundation to help people in this exact situation.
Penny, I know you think you're being generous, but the foundation of gift giving is reciprocity. You haven't given me a gift. What sort of foundation do you have? Did you take any science classes in school?
Sure, I did the one with the frogs.
The National Science Foundation wants to give me a substantial grant.
Oh, that's a big deal.
I know.
It's ridiculous. Tomorrow, I'm doing a series of cleft palate surgeries for the Nightingales Foundation, pro bono.
It all comes down to a matter of trust.
The foundation of any healthy relationship.
Substantial. Substantial.
Substantial. Substantial.
Substantial.
As far as they're concerned, he's well connected, knows our procedure, and has substantial resources. Substantial resources.
Dear Dr. Jones, I act on behalf of a client with access to very substantial funds, who has indicated a desire to sponsor a project to introduce salmon.
There's his definitive proof of his wife's indiscretion.
Then we shall provide him with something a bit more substantial.
A substantial sum was withdrawn from the bank before the Duke's troops ever even arrived.
Then who is? Well... Because without substantial proof, your father is going to be spending the rest of his life in prison.
You paid a substantial sum of money to a Dr. Gill?
Where he sleeps. First, I need your assistance with my business. There is a man who owes me a substantial amount of money.
What's in Charleston anyway?
Rumors of survivors organizing a pretty substantial force against the invasion.
There are substantial as many forces between my team and your camp.
What else is new?
Do whatever y'all need to do.
Jeanette, the noise might be substantial. You might want to take in that tennis game after all.
Oh, no, it's...
Hut.
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 Is this what you've dragged us here to find? A hermit's hut. A hermit's hut. A hermit's hut.
Lumber liquidators. Or sunglass hut. Sunglass hut.
I had to burn our hut down with him inside.
In her hut, muscle, not machines, gets the chores done.
At least India. But in ancient China, I built a straw hut beside the grave and lived there for 3 years doing nothing.
As of 2 hours ago, one barrack hut for 8 men, commanded by a sergeant. Roadside guard hut manned in 4-hour shifts by 2 men with automatic weapons.
Heavy metals. Did you see anything at the camp?
Near the isolation hut, there were some old generator batteries.
Try it again. Tap. Put some zip on the ball, 18. Hut. Hike. Hit him!
Hey, I got the ice hut set up on the lake.
Convenience. Convenience. Convenience.
Convenience.
Convenience.
It's like I'm
convenience to him, convenience to him, convenience to him. Except for when my faith comes up. Then he becomes...
My relationship with Lestrade started as a marriage of convenience, convenience, convenience. When it came to those at Scotland Yard who agreed to work with me.
Before you got here, he pointed out that most of these drawers were chosen because of convenience. Convenience. Convenience.
Seeking to infiltrate Washington at the earliest convenience.
It's just about the money.
We got a string of conveniences for her and a string of inconveniences for you.
Oh, you got an address on the license, 1501 Pine Mill Park. Now home of your local grab-and-go convenience market. I guess he hasn't updated his license address since he moved. Here's something.
Air tactic. An auto supply shop in Eastport Plaza and a convenience store in Troutdale.
Ah, so they're moving up in the world.
Interesting. Call just came through. Convenience store around the corner was hit.
Genius here held up the convenience store across the street from a police precinct.
Not the smartest plan.
Well, isn't that one of the Ironhide's escapees?
Dumbass here tried to rob a convenience store, but he gave up as soon as I pulled in.
Hey.
Robbery at the convenience store on Brandon Paulson.
Come on. Kind of on a date.
Instinct will take over again. Like it did at the convenience store.
Carpenter.
Carpenter. Carpenter.
Carpenter.
Carpenter. There are 16 full-time maids. We have 6 butlers, 4 carpenters, 4 carpenters, 4 carpenters, 2 painters.
Vehicles Bureau describes it as light blue 1930 Dodge sedan. The owner is a carpenter who was born in Germany, lives at 1279
Mayor's Mansion.
You're not exactly the mayor. But you are a crazy, talented carpenter, and I feel like you can make something really beautiful out of this place.
Illegal photography inside the cinemas. You take money away from carpenters who are just trying to feed and clothe their families. Closing statement.
As a result, I never really learned the art of carpentry. But I figured Jesus was a carpenter and his daddy wasn't around to teach him, so I taught myself.
That was Ava, Javi's girl.
Jesus Christ, are you a carpenter?
What do you mean?
You're still nailing that?
Cordyceps unilateralis from the tropics, which attacks carpenter ants, causing them to climb into trees.
I'm gonna bring on 5 more men. Carpenter, 2 carpenters' mates, a gunner's mate, and the cook.
I canvassed them about your reputation. The son of a carpenter.
Men skilled in the cultivation of sugar and tobacco. Magistrates to maintain order, carpenters to raise buildings, clergy to raise spirits.
Jacob Garrett, carpenter's mate with the Intrepid.
Well, listen, I need you to put together a work detail. Find as many carpenters as you can.
What is
Tame. Tame.
Tame.
Tame.
Team.
In all computer and support skills, no surprise there. But you have a certain tame demeanor around the office. It says you've never even held a gun.
You know, he even tamed that guard dog. Tamed that guard dog. Tamed that guard dog. He could actually pull this off.
Well, I'm staying here with you.
No, you're not. I need to do this alone. They need to know that it was a woman who tamed the evil.
Now, every so often, something appears that is so horrible, so vicious, it cannot be tamed.
Sort of does that.
So we tell him that's what we're giving him.
It's pretty tame stuff. It wouldn't kill him, and he might know that.
I guess Istanbul was too tame for you.
Don't know how to tame your little filly.
Better have a drink. Alex Newcomb. Oh, that's terrible.
Is that thing tame?
Bananas? Oh, he ain't flung poo since I bought him this hat.
How'd you do that?
Same way I'm going to get you a tame psychologist.
You have to tame them, or you will die. We will all die. Their hate will destroy this hospital, and then the whole planet.
When compared to this, hanging a guy off a roof and throwing a guy in a shark cage, it's pretty tame.
If you take away the spectacles and the braces,
Tame the permanent wave a bit.
I do believe that you and Betty Harris look a great deal.
Harold, stop.
Rapid. If I can whip Congress into submission, I'm not afraid of a little white water.
You can't tame a rapid, Frank.
Intervene.
Intervene. Intervene. Intervene.
Intervene.
You know I cannot directly intervene. Directly intervene. Directly intervene.
Relax, Flightway. I have this character flaw that compels me to intervene whenever stupidity rears its head, so...
Successfully as it turns out.
Bollocks. You realised Joan was here and you manufactured a reason to intervene.
Idly by while his master was attacked?
And if he did intervene, maybe he got DNA or trace evidence on him that could lead to her killer.
He attacked her. As in hit her. He tried to. The crew intervened, but Anna wasn't hurt. She was shaken up, as you can imagine.
We're very grateful. Then you know Mrs. Hughes asked me to intervene.
Some lunatic went nuts and started attacking people. Chang stepped in to intervene, and the guy started choking.
Executed 2 of your men. Goro, we wouldn't be here if he hadn't intervened.
Why not put a little down on the long shot? Could pay off quite handsomely if the gods intervene. Lyle, what do you say?
Do you still believe it was correct to assemble the United Nations coalition and to intervene, or is it time now to call that intervention a mistake?
I fall when this happens.
It's okay. Thank you.
Normally I wouldn't intervene. It's just...
Why is it confusing?
I'd always expected that God or my parents would intervene to keep this moment from ever happening.
Element.
Element.
Element. Element. Element.
You?
He brought the entire thing in, every element, every element, every element. I mean, look at it, it's the friggin' Sistine Chapel. I know the guy was an engineer or whatever, but man.
There's a lot of stuff in there, but it mostly focuses on transmutation, which is the process of altering the structure of an element by unzipping the atoms.
And rebuilding it to create an entirely new element.
I'm gonna hold on to this in case you two run into some unsavory element.
Tiles, they're made of tungsten. Well, tungsten does have the highest melting point of any other element.
See, look, you can actually see it vibrate.
Of course, no, because there's more than one element.
And at last, he was in his element.
So much for the element of surprise.
With those elements? I can't think of a version that ends well.
Element of surprise is key. See, I can be circumspect. Folks would be lost without me.
Especially once a rogue element in China's own military claims responsibility.
A little out of my element.
Look, I know you're out of your element.
I'm fine.
Well, we still have the element of surprise on our side.
Emerge.
Emerge.
Emerge. Emerge.
Emerge.
You've emerged. You've emerged. You've emerged.
Hi.
And in the midst of that decisive battle, a legendary hero emerged.
Delve into our facilities. Emerge a star. Emerge a star. Emerge a star.
Taken. These creatures had to take one human life every time they emerged to replenish their ranks.
And then it emerged like a ghost.
I heard he could appear and disappear at whim.
Magic, as our calling, we both practiced day and night. I as much as you. My skill was the equal of yours, and yet you emerged onto the world stage as the great artist. But it wasn't fair.
And which emerge in peaks at each lowering of the sea level.
Last thing you need right now is for some love child to emerge and destroy your marriage and any chance of running for public office. Just as that trucker hit the girl, he says he saw something emerge from the woods.
Something?
A dark figure wearing a mask.
Jack Knife is one of the first anti-heroes to emerge from the slasher film genre.
Zone. Zone. Zone.
Zone.
Zone.
All officers take county of firefighters. Nobody goes back in. All members out of the collab zone. Collab zone. Collab zone. Everybody back up. Back.
tail was recovered in Zone 1. Zone 1. Zone 1. That's a kill beam. It was recovered in Zone 2, about half a mile away.
When he was poisoned.
Exactly. That is our kill zone. Kill zone. Kill zone.
Hey. You want to go into a war zone and tell our boys what they can and cannot blow up. That's the idea.
I used to love making cupcakes. It was the one thing I could zone out and do without thinking, and now all I'm doing is thinking.
Hey, girls, how you doing? Darius the Hilarious is pumped. I'm totally in my zone right now.
His aide said that he left the event at 9 p.m. That's right inside of our kill zone.
Fine. What's his motive?
A little messy. This place is a disaster zone.
He stays in his comfort zone. Drove our dad nuts.
Take over for me here. Oh, this is Chuck Fowler. He's 21 years old. Zone 2 injury of the neck, secondary to Gray's GSW.
CFD gonna take a little trip.
CFD gonna take a little trip.
If I die in fire zone.
If I die in fire zone.
You go back there often or
all the time? I mean, people hear the name, they react like it's a war zone, but